Welcome to today's technical drawing class. Today we're going to be drawing this isometric drawing as is also shown on the screen. To draw the isometric drawing, we'll first start with the horizontal baseline of any length, and then we'll pick any midpoint on the line. After that, we'll use our set square to draw 30-degree lines. We will use our set square to draw 30-degree lines. You also know that this line and this line are at 30 degrees to this horizontal line. So that's the line we want to get. We'll put our set square and draw through the midpoint. The distance the distance from here to here is 60 millimeters. We'll mark 60 millimeters. And the distance from here to here is 60 millimeters. Okay. From this point, this point, okay, from this point and this point, we go up by 10 millimeters. So we'll measure 10 millimeters on the line. And then we'll join the 2 points together. Yeah. Next, we'll erase out all the extra lines. Yeah. From this point, we'll draw a line inwards with our set square. From this point to draw a line inwards. We'll measure 50 millimeters on this line. Then we'll join them together. Next, I would clean out this line to avoid confusion. From this point, on this point, and this point, we draw a line going up. The distance from here to here is 40 millimeters, and so is the distance from here to here. I would measure 40 millimeters on this line, and I'll join the two of them together. Before I continue with this part, let me finish up the hole here. So the first thing I'll do is that I'll get the midpoint. I'll divide these two places and these two places into two equal parts, and I'll get the midpoint of this square. The, the midpoint in this line is 3 centimeter or 30 millimeters. And it's the same thing on this line. The midpoint on this line is 2.5. The midpoint of this line is 2.5 centimeter, which is also the same thing as 25 millimeters. Okay, then we'll join these 2 points together. The length of this side is 40 millimeters, and the length of this side is 30 millimeters. That means half of 40 is 20. There's 20 on this side and 20 on this side. There is 20 on this side and 20 on this side. And half of 30 is 15. That's 15 on this side and 15 on the other. This side is 15. Using our set square, we'll draw lines that would come out of these points and intersect each other. So this is the rectangle we've drawn, which is also the same thing here. This big one here. I'm going to erase the lines in between to reduce confusion. Okay. From this point, a line came down. The length of this line is 10 millimeters because it's a hole that goes through. So the length of this line is 10 millimeters, the same as here. We'll draw the vertical line. And I would measure 10 millimeters on the line. Okay. From this point, a line goes here, and from this point also a line goes here. We'll use our set square to draw those two lines. Okay, so I'm going to erase out these lines. Mm, So we're going to continue with this part now. We're done with the hole. The distance from here to here is 25 millimeters. How? Because 40 plus 10 equals 50, and 50 minus 25 gives 25. Measure 25. Now from this point, we're going, so from this point, we're going to draw lines that would go in this direction. We'll use our set square. Next, I'll erase this line. Okay. The distance from here to here is 60 millimeters. The distance from here to here is 60 millimeters. The distance from here to here is 50 millimeters. So from here to here is 50 because 60 minus 10 is 40. This 10 was gotten because 60 minus the diameter of the circle is 20. So 60 minus 40 is 20. So this 40 extends from here to here, which means that the 20 is shared by both here and here. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. So if here is 10, here is 10. And that means 60 minus 10 would be 50. Okay. Then I'll join all the points together. Okay. To get this curve here and this curve here, I'll divide here first into four equal parts. So what I did was I got the midpoint of the line. I got the middle of the line. And it's what I'm going to do for here too, for these two lines. The middle is 30 millimeters. Then I'll join the points together. Okay. Now in this side, the radius of these arcs are 15 millimeters, which means the diameter of a circle that would be formed in this area would be 30 millimeters. If the diameter would be 30 millimeters, that means the square would need to form to draw to get the circle to be 30 millimeters in length. And that is what we have done by dividing this into four equal parts. I mean, since the middle is 30, from here to here will be 30, from here to here will be 30, from here to here will be 30, and from here to here will be 30. So the next thing we'll do is we'll do the method that would need to get a circle, but instead of drawing the full circle, we'll just draw the arc from these 2 points. Okay. So, assuming this was a square we would want to draw our circle inside, we first of all have to divide this into four equal parts. The middle of each of these lines would be 15 millimeters. the circle would be drawn here will also be done here. So we could just overlap some things. We would also get the measurements too. Here would be 15, here would be 15, here would be 15, here would be 15 as the midpoint. Okay, then we join the lines together. Okay. Because it is only the arc from here to here we need, because it is just the arc we need, I can put my compass here. I can forget all the other steps and take the shortcut. I can put my compass here and I'll draw the arc from this point to this point. The reason for drawing these lines inside is to know where the arc would start and where the arc will end. But because it is only this arc we need from this place, we don't necessarily need to draw the other steps to get the circle. We can just put our compass and draw the arc. But for this one, since the arc is not the same, this one is, we're going to need to draw the lines inside. So from this point here that looks like it has the largest angle to this point, we will draw a line from this point to this point. From this point on the opposite end, from this point here that looks like it has the largest angle, we'll draw a line from here to here, and then from here to here. This police here is the arc we need. So we'll take our compass. We'll put our compass at this point where these two lines intersect, and we'll draw a line, we'll draw an arc from this point to this point. For this arc underneath, we would have to repeat the same method, except in a new square we are going to draw below. Here, here is a shortcut on how to get this arc without having to draw the full square completely. So the arc here rests on the base of this, like, let's imagine that this was the arc here, which means if we want to get this same arc, we'll have to draw it the same square below. We have to draw this same square of 30 millimeter box, this 30 millimeter square on this base side here. But instead of doing that, which would make the work even more confusing, we could simply just measure out 30 millimeters, but instead of drawing the square completely, we would just stop somewhere. We would get the midpoint and proceed through and get the arc. Let me just begin. So we're going to draw this line inwards. We're going to draw a line from here inwards. This line is to make it look like the box. This full box here is complete. It's to help. It's also to help us get the base of the box from where the arc is coming from. Yeah, so this is the line. Now, in normal sense, since the square is 30 millimeters, we'll have to draw 30 millimeters square, but we'll just mark from here to here and we'll measure 30 millimeters on this line. And then also here we measure 30 millimeters. We measure 30 millimeters here because it's a square. Next, we'll get the midpoint of the line, which is 15 millimeters. We'll get the midpoint of this line, which is 15 millimeters. And using our set square, we will join these 2 points together. We'll draw a line crossing this line, and we'll draw another line crossing this line, and we'll join. When the two lines meet, no, draw them till the two lines meet. This point here represents the midpoint of a square we would have drawn, but we are not drawing it. So on this point, from this point here, which if you can remember is the point that looks like it has the largest angle. If the square were complete, it would be the point that looks like it has the largest angle. Or would simply be mimicking what we had on top. From this point here, we'll draw a line from here to here. It's the same thing, we'll draw a line from here to here. And then again from this point, we'll draw a line from here to here. So from this point here, we measure 30 millimeters. We'll draw a line from here to here. Now this is the midpoint of where we will get the arc. Then we'll use our compass to complete it. Yeah. Now we'll just simply draw a line down and erase out the excess parts that are not needed. Okay. So we have gotten the arc. Then I'm going to erase this. So I'm going to erase these lines inside to reduce confusion. And let me also erase here because these are construction lines, not part of the main work. Now the last one is for the circle, the main circle. The diameter of the circle is 40 millimeters. The diameter of the circle is 40 millimeters. Hence, from the midpoint, hence, the length of the square would be drawing would be 40 millimeters. So from this midpoint, we would get 20 millimeters here, 20 millimeters here, 20 millimeters here, and 20 millimeters here. Before we draw the circle, let's erase these construction lines inside to avoid confusion. But the main thing is that the midpoint of this larger square we had before would remain. But the construction lines used in getting the arc, let's would erase them off. Okay. The diameter of the circle is 40 millimeters. Hence, the length of the square we'll be drawing would be 40 millimeters. The 40 millimeters will be shared between the two sides of this line. So from here to here would be 20 millimeters, from here to here would be 20 millimeters, which will make a total of 40 millimeters. From here to here would be 20, from here to here would be 20, which will make a total of 40 millimeters. We will mark 20 millimeters on each side of this line. From here to here is 20, here to here 20. Next, we'll draw lines that will cross through these points using our set square until they intersect. Until they intersect. Okay, we now have our square. The next we do is from this point here that looks like it has the largest diameter. We'll draw a line from here to here and from here to here. From the opposite end, which also looks like it has the largest diameter, we'll draw a line from here to here and from here to here. Next, from this point, we'll extend our compass here and we'll draw an arc from here to here. Neat arc. We'll also put our compass here and draw an arc from this to join these 2 points, from this point to this point. Next, we'll put our compass on on this point where these two lines intersect. Next, we'll put our compass on this point where these two lines intersect. Then we'll draw an arc from here to here. And then finally we'll put our compass here and we'll draw an arc from here to here. Okay, good. The last thing remaining is this arc inside. What we need to do, all this wants us to do is to draw a square below and to start the process again. But instead of doing that, this one is pretty easy. We'll take the shortcut. Since the distance from here, from this point here, the top of this box here, distance from this point here to the base here is 25 millimeters, as you can see. You can just simply displace or go down 25 millimeters. After that, we'll extend our compass to this same length and we'll draw the arc touching these two places. So we'll measure, once we've gotten this line down, we'll measure 25 millimeters on it. And lastly, we'll extend our compass to this length and we'll put it here and draw the arc. I'll conclude. The next thing we will do is to make our work bold, like you can see here. You could also erase this line and this line if you feel confused about it. After thickening the work, I don't need to do that because it's already here. After after thickening the work, will you dimension, and that'll be the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching.